What's up everyone? Welcome back to Vertical South. I'm John and so happy to be here back in the gym setting another problem. We thought today, after perusing the home climbing wall forum and all the different forums about home climbing, that we'd set something on our small wall to kind of go over how to accommodate a small space, how to set something difficult in a small space. So what I'm shooting for today is a V5 on just a 10-foot wall. This wall is pretty much vertical, so it's something that almost anyone can build. And I'm gonna try and derive some challenge out of these purple holds that I've already set aside. You may have noticed that we took a couple weeks off. We're really happy to be back. If you wanna ensure that we don't take any more weeks off, go click the subscribe button. It's not hard to do. You're gonna go like this, and you go click, click, click. Just one click. If you click twice, you'll subscribe and unsubscribe and break my heart. But without talking too much more about that, let's get started. Let's see how fast I can do it. Close. Nice. Gosh, it takes a lot of faith. Not stab your eyes out. So with the small wall, to get the most out of it, we're gonna start sat down on the ground. And I suggest you do the same thing at your home wall, especially if you climb outdoors a lot, you'll find yourself sitting on the dirt quite frequently to start your problems. So that is what we'll do as well. Because we don't have much space to work with, I'm gonna try and make the hands challenging right out the gate. Ordinarily on like a 14-foot wall, I like to get my climbers started and then give them the challenge somewhere in the middle or somewhere in the beginning, middle kind of area. But because it's gonna be probably 3 or 4 moves only, 4 probably at the max, we wanna give our climber the challenge right out the gate. So challenging hands right from the start. I'm just looking for a good right hand. I think this is the one. So we'll have them cross left, you know, stand up off the feet, cross left onto something here. They'll have to step up high onto a foot, probably lay back into the wall again with the right hand, and then they'll step up again, maybe on the start feet to top. This hold may seem a little high, but we want to make sure our climber is generating with all their force to stand all the way up and get to that hold. Okay, ladder time. So far we pretty much have the hands already done, and then what we're gonna do to make sure that we hit the 5 grade or maybe hard 4 grade is we're just gonna augment the hands, either changing them out completely or just turning them so they're a little bit more difficult, and then giving the feet, we want the feet to feel natural, but we want them to feel challenging. So we're gonna pick some small feet, we'll pick and put good feet where we need them, but not giving too much away with the feet. Since the first move you have to generate and get up to that hold, I want to make sure that it's a pretty good foot that you can push on hard. So I've selected this, which has a nice flat edge on the top. And I'm basically gonna point this flat edge like at a 45-degree angle towards my start hands. This is pretty common to do as far as, if you imagine my body's right here, that foot, you know, you want it kind of the positive side at like a 45-degree angle for your foot to come in contact with. If I were to put this facing down towards the ground, of course I'm stepping on the worst side. That's your choice as a setter. Here. And the most challenging foot is gonna be a no shadow. So have we ever discussed no shadows and why we call them that, Nick?
We have, but it's been a while.
We have.
Minor could be good.
We call these no shadow feet. Because they don't have any pronounced edge, that would really create a very large shadow. Unlike maybe this foot, which has this big flat edge down here, that might produce a shadow, but this thing is basically like a coin. It's very flat and more challenging than something with a big flat edge. Okay, so we pull up, our left foot goes, our right foot goes, and then our left foot again, we stand up and hit this hold. And now we need a higher foot, something that's not perfectly comfortable, but, oh, and I have it right here. Bam. This one's actually kind of got an edge here and here, so I probably am gonna put it upside down so they have to use this worst side there. Well, since it's underneath the lip and this is slightly slanted away, I am gonna give them a little bit of a good portion of that foot. So a small wall in just a few moments. We've set the hands, we've set the feet. We didn't have to get up high on the ladder, which allowed us to get it done really quickly. And we actually got to do it pretty pragmatically with the amount of holds we used. If you're a home wall setter, you probably don't have an infinite amount of holds like a climbing gym does. So it's good to kind of think about how I can set challenge, but also save some money on plastic. I think the only thing left to do now is to pass it over to Nick. Nick will put on his shoes, he'll give it a 4 run, tell me what he thinks, and then we will tweak it to get it closer to that 5 grade. I think right now it may be a little soft at 4, but let's see what he thinks.
Ooh.
Oh, I forgot that I said it's across left.
That's still it's good enough for me to match. And then so, alright. I think you could make some changes. You could actually probably find more feet like these. That'll dial the start up. Because these are really good, and then you're going to get onto them. And then augment those 2 holds.
Be a little bit more difficult.
Be a little bit more difficult.
Cool.
And I'll try it again, and hopefully we'll have it.
Nice. Spoiled for holds here, that's for sure.
I definitely think there's some small feet. I honestly think you should have the start hands be these holds. I mean, I like what you were doing aesthetically.
And then maybe the manta rays.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, and then.
Okay. Oh wait, those are. Oh, I almost chopped your finger off.
Yeah, and that'll be.
These things are sick. I love those holds.
These will be.
I love setting with them, but I don't like it when other people set with them because they can't climb their problems. Because they're so hard. Okay, cool. So
They feel so good though.
They do.
And it's about to be.
The weather to use them.
The weather.
In our Florida 75-degree winters. I also noticed that this foot was a little too far to be super helpful. And while no one's gonna use that, I just like the way it looks right there. This one will get swapped. And
I was going right hand up to that.
left hand.
Or left hand?
Yeah. Damn, Nick, you're strong. Maybe left was the correct way though.
But then I matched on that. That
was a very uncomfortable hold.
Yeah.
In that
you
position.
could. I mean, honestly, if you could put a mana ray, one of the mana rays there.
I wonder. Unfortunately, this will not fit.
Go higher, like put it higher up.
Could put it there.
Like
yeah.
straight down. Could Lone Star it too.
Ooh. It's an extra little bit of.
A little extra something.
Let's see what we can do with just right here, how that feels. And then this actually may honor the original idea a little bit more if I'm able to fit these. Because now I can kind of do, depending on if this fits, which it won't, just barely. Because I originally had, just like you did, was like come up left and then you're gonna hit and then power up into this. So this might be a little bit more natural towards that idea. That's pretty challenging.
I feel like you should make that hold that one slightly harder.
Sure.
And then it's like, cause that's like I feel like that's the crux.
Yeah. I don't know why, that gave me like I'm really high up in the air feelings too. Maybe it's just because it's early.
You gotta.
I was like, oh my gosh.
Acclimate.
First time back on camera in a little while too. What about this? That's very trashy.
Yeah, but it's trashy, but that's also a line. That wall is leaning back.
Yeah.
So.
Not so bad.
So it's not so bad. I say that. They're here. They're here because of my bad beta.
Beta police.
Beta police.
Here to take you away. Okay. Bam. Boom. Bam. Boom.
Bam. Bam.
Emerald Lagasse. Here to bam it up. I think that's the correct chef.
Yes. I met him once.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he bam you?
He did not.
Nick, I'm gonna make your climb a little spicier. Bam! Oregano.
Yes. Way easier to bump the left hand up. I mean, for what you were trying to accomplish, which is just like kind of a short 3-move sequence that hits the 5 or is hard. I think we have it.
Great. So there you have it, folks. A V4, V5, something a little bit difficult on a small wall, just 3 or 4 moves to get you to the top. We use the arete over here, some smaller, kind of like we call them manta ray crimps on the side, and then finish up on a crimp to add some extra difficulty. We started low so we can get the maximum span of our wall. So if you like what we're doing here, be sure to go down, hit the subscribe button, and that way we'll never take another break again. If you go and you hit the subscribe button, there's gonna be a video every week, and whether it's climbing, or it's setting, or it's just us talking about climbing or setting, we'll produce a video, and we're super happy to do it. So be sure to stick along with us, and see you next week. Yeah! Do I go?
Yeah.